fall 2007, and I wanted to take my love of the outdoors to the next level. The peaks of the Beartooths, Ozorkas, Pintlers, and Glacier were all staring me in the face. But one critical thing was missing: the ability to safely climb. When I first read about MMA's Mountaineering Continuum, I knew I had stumbled across a truly unique opportunity. It was a singular program that would take me from hiker to legitimate alpinist by teaching me the fundamentals of mountaineering and building upon those fundamentals over a 7-month period. The instruction began in Highlight Canyon south of Bozeman. I quickly learned that this nationally recognized ice climbing mecca is home to countless climbs of varying difficulty. It was in these conditions that we learned critical skills such as rope management, ice travel, and proper anchor placement. Equally important, we learned to work as a cohesive unit, constantly monitoring the well-being of our partners and encouraging each other to complete difficult tasks. We all had one thing in common: the goal of becoming experienced alpinists and putting our skills to the ultimate test in Bolivia. The most daunting and exciting part of the program: in Bolivia would be climbing as equals, not as instructors and students. The first 3 days of trekking introduced us to the unique conditions of the Bolivian altiplano. Ranging in elevation from 14 to 16,000 feet, we hiked across the beautiful and desolate high plains. Our first climbing destination was the Condoriri, an area chock full of 5,000-meter peaks, all within 1 day of the base camp. We had 3 scheduled climbing days in the area and were given the option of using as many of those days for climbing as we chose. My first South American peak was Pequeña Alpamayo, a 17,500-foot peak with a classic knife-edge approach. Pete led as the two of us crossed the glacier field, keeping a keen eye to the ever-present crevasse danger lurking beneath our feet. We kicked steps up the final push to the peak, and before I knew it, we were standing atop a small patch of snow with the most remarkable views beneath us. This wouldn't end up being the highest peak that I would climb, nor the most difficult, but it is the climb I look back on with the greatest fondness. I finally had the opportunity to apply my newly acquired skills in a place where there wasn't room for error, and I loved it. We began another 3-day trek to Huayna Potosí, a 6,000-meter peak that reaches just shy of 20,000 feet. There was no mistaking this peak on the horizon. We had been watching it grow in size since we first started trekking nearly a week earlier. We awoke at 5 a.m. and set out for the summit bid. The group at that point consisted of Aaron, Pete, Jason, and me. The air was extremely thin and movement was slow. Step, breathe, breathe. Step, breathe, breathe. We moved in this fashion until the final push to the summit, which proved to be the most difficult portion of the climb. Sitting up there alone at 20,000 feet was perhaps the proudest moment of my life. Jason reached the summit, then Aaron, and Pete. We stayed up there for a while, relishing the accomplishment. Of course, all the while passing around a good helping of summit hugs. Looking back, those last few pitches of Potosí represented the culmination of the entire Mountaineering Continuum. While it didn't cross my mind at the time, I'd gone from excitement-starved, white-collar weekend warrior to a real, honest-to-God alpinist in a 7-month period. Not only that, but I had been given a rare opportunity to grow closer to Echo and meet new folks who I now consider lifelong friends. After Potosí, we bid adieu to Ismail and made our way back to La Paz. There we spent the last couple days in Bolivia taking part in some serious R&R. We had time to buy last-minute gifts and have a celebratory dinner. During that dinner, we each took turns describing what we enjoyed most about each other and the experiences we shared. Wine flowed, and even a few tears were shed. It was hard to imagine that it wouldn't be long before we all went back to our separate lives and the continuum would be over. However, we all left that dinner with the knowledge that each of our lives was forever changed for the better. And I left that dinner confident in the fact that I could safely explore not only the highest reaches of Montana, but the highest reaches of the world.